Hello everyone, this is Paulo Tivas, your shaman. I hope you can hear me well, see me well. I think everything is okay. Today you can write in the chat and I will be reading here your questions, your comments, which will make all this live way more fun if you collaborate and bring your questions sometimes. Your questions, they are not only for you, they are for the rest of the participants too, for them to understand something. So we are co-creating all this experience. I hope we will co-create this experience all together. I'm super happy to be here. I was running a bit, preparing everything, but now that I sit with you and with this wonderful content, that we can have this chat about the truth, about the masculine energy, the truth about the balance between the masculine and the feminine. I'm super happy to have the opportunity to spend this time sharing this with you. Today we are going to talk about the masculine energy, and this is very important in 3 levels. The first level is for you to have inner balance, inner peace, inner harmony in life. We need to learn what is the masculine energy internally, in our being, in our qualities, and how to balance it in our life, how to express it and how to balance it with the feminine. Internally, very important. Second, to have connection and relationship with the other gender, which is very important to understand the masculine qualities. If you are a man or if you are a woman and you are engaging with a man personally, like a friend or in an intimate way, this knowledge is very, very important to create harmony in your relationships. And the third point is you need to understand and master the masculine energy to have a relationship with the world, with the external world. Because the external world, the manifested world, is the feminine. The only way to understand and to engage with it is to understand the masculine. This is the only way we can have impact and transformation in the external world, in the manifested world, in the material world. So for these 3 things, for you to have inner harmony, for you to have successful, harmonious relationship with another people, and for you to have success in your life, masculine energy is very important, is key actually. And you will see this. I will share with you my story, a bit part of my story, so you can see how important is this. When I was kid in my family, the references I had of masculine energy, like my father or grandfathers or friends or so on, they were very, very aggressive. Very aggressive, they were very rash, they were judgmental, they were creating they were trying to, actually my father was approaching me always with pushing energy, but it was creating a lot of stress and fear in me. He was trying to make me do what made him feel better, made him feel less fear, because he had a lot of fear. And he was to do this, he was using his masculine power against me. So basically the first masculine energy that I received in this world was directed against me, like an attack, again and again and again and again. Okay, like a judgment, like shouting. Of course, thanks God I didn't have like physical abuse, but that was shouted with the negativity, with the rejection. And I'm sure many of you had similar experiences. When we are kids, our heart is very, very open, and any small attack may feel like very, very intense experience. So this was my first experience with masculine energy. So somehow in my mind I created this connection that masculine is aggressive, that masculine is dangerous, that masculine is threatening. And this was created, this connection, neural connection in my mind. So what I did, of course, unconsciously, was to go back to the feminine and to hide myself in the feminine, to focus in the feminine energy that, thanks God, in my family was very balanced, was very healthy, feminine energy. So I learned how to forgive, how to love, how to contemplate, how to accept, how to embrace life. And like this, I was developing more and more the feminine, but I was running away more and more from the masculine. Actually, if I would meet a guy, a friend, with a strong power and a strong will and a strong manipura, willpower, determination, immediately I would judge him like, oh, this guy is arrogant. Immediately. I remember this in my life. Maybe I could meet some guy who was very good playing football, and this being very good was filling him with energy and confidence. And me, I was rejecting this quality. It was not only that I was rejecting the people around me, or the men's or the men's influence, is that I started to reject the men's qualities in me. And I started to reject confidence because it was masculine. I was calling it like arrogant, and I started to reject intensity because it was threatening me. So like this, I was more and more rejecting all the masculine qualities because I was connected with this original experience that masculine is rough, aggressive, and threatening. Like this, I continued my life until my 20s or so, and the problem was that since I didn't develop at all my masculine energy, basically I was a puppet. And this is the first thing I wanted to tell you, that it is very important for us to guide our life, the masculine energy. If we don't use it, we become a puppet. We become like a boat without engine, who has the open, these things, I don't know how to say it in English, but the things where the wind is pushing. And we move with the wind, basically. We don't move with our willpower, because willpower is masculine energy. So I was in my 20s, and basically in my life I was doing what I was told all the time by my mother, by my family, by my environment, my girlfriend. I was all the time pushed by the circumstances. Did you have this experience that you are a bit lost in the surrounding influences? This is a sign of lack of masculine energy. Another thing that I couldn't do, for example, is to dare to do things that I wanted. For example, if I wanted to approach a girl, I couldn't at all. I didn't have the power. All the girls and the girlfriends and the romances I had, most of them was because the women were coming to me to talk and to exchange. I lacked the capacity to jump in the direction of what I wanted, this drive, this courage, this determination to go for it. I didn't have it at all. And I didn't have purpose at all in my life, any destination. So I was basically doing what the rest of the people was telling me, and this was creating a very big void in me. Very big void, very big hole, because I was not doing what I wanted. Plus, the fact to be so relaxed all the time, this made me very open to the surrounding influences, and sometimes bad influences were coming to me. When we are very, very open and we are not guiding us, we are open for all the surrounding energies, and some energies and some influences can bring fear, even sickness, negative beliefs, can put us to doubt ourselves. So I was very exposed to everything. It's like I was really open to everything, and in this openness I was losing myself. Everything became accidental. I was not guiding at all my life, like at all. Of course, this was my life with me rejecting the masculine energy. Basically, this was my life like this until I was 24, 25. I had a very big crisis in my life when I started my spiritual path. And then I realized that I was actually not living my truth at all. I was just living by the people around me. So, why I wanted to share this with you? First, because it's very important to understand that we are all in the same boat. That it's not like a bad luck, or we are all experiencing the same. I'm sure some of you had the experience of having very rough clashes with the masculine energy, and later to be a bit close for these qualities. Okay, so we are here today to understand this, to disconnect this connection this judgment and condemnation towards the masculine, and to understand what the masculine is giving us. Because it's giving us things that we really need. We really need direction, purpose. It gives us confidence. It gives us the capacity to dare. There are many challenges in life. For example, another thing that I couldn't do before was going until the end with the project. If I started a project, something that I like it very much. For example, going for a trip in the summer with certain friends or something. In the moment I had some complications or I had some little bit of judgment from my environment, I immediately stopped this and quit my purpose. So if you have, this is another indicator, if you have the experience that you start things but you quit very fast when things go not the way you want, is another indicator you need masculine energy. You need to grow your masculine energy. So it gives us purpose, direction, goal, resilience to hold yourself and to hold our ground when things become complicated. It gives us focus, so not much noise from the environment will come to distract you. And today, you know that as the world it is, we have a lot of noise, like a lot of noise from the environment, and actually we have all the noise of the world in our pocket. We open the phone and we have all the noise of the world there. So if we are not able to anchor our attention in the direction that we want, it is very easy that something will come, an advertising, a video, something that will distract us for half an hour, and we will lose it. And then we will go to something else, and we don't come back. And what we wanted to do, maybe 6 months later, we didn't give it any time. So for this, in this world today, we need very much this masculine drive to keep our focus, because this is the only way to actually transform our life and to do more things that transform our life. I will tell you later. Hello Vladimir, Cavalier, Yves, hello, welcome guys. Very happy you're here. So, this was my life without masculine energy at all. Took me to a hole where I was not myself at all. Yeah, after 25 years old, I started to develop my masculine energy through spirituality. Very long journey, very beautiful journey too. So, what is happening today? Why there is this disconnection and this rejection in many levels toward the masculine? Because we need to understand that we live in a masculine society, but masculine society that is not healthy masculine, and this is very important to understand. As my example with my parents and with my father and my environment, generally the environment, the masculine environment that we have today is very toxic. And in this world, I want to tell you something, and this is probably the most important thing that I want to tell you today. In this world, the unhealthy masculine, the toxic masculine, define itself by rejecting the feminine in us. I will repeat it. In this toxic world, the masculine rejects the feminine. This is how the masculine defines itself. For me to be masculine, I need to reject the feminine. This is the idea. And I will explain you, and we are going to explore this idea. I will explain to you. But keep this in mind. In this world, they teach us, for me to be masculine, I need to reject my feminine. And this is the big lie that is creating a lot of pain, and is creating a lot of disconnection between the feminine and the masculine. A lot of disconnection. And of course, we are in a duality reality. So we have the opposite too, which is the feminine. For me to be feminine, I need to reject the masculine, because everything create mirrors and create the opposite. So why we think some examples of why this world define the masculine by rejecting the feminine. For example, rejecting the emotions. You will see a lot of examples in this world, in this society, not in the world, existential world like in nature. You won't find this in nature. You will find it in society, in the cities, in the business, in our structures, in our beliefs of the modern Western mind. So one example very clear, it is rejection of the emotions, which is the idea that the emotions make you weak, make you unable to achieve, unable to perform, unstable. It makes you unpredictable. So emotions are crossed. But if you have emotions, this means you have a problem. So you need to reject them, not to show them, not to express them, and you have them inside, you suppress them, you put them aside. Like this, for example, we learn to suppress our emotions from we are very, very child, very little, and I know many people who come to the meditations and come to our events, the main problem and their main intention is to reconnect with their emotions. They say, look, Paulo, I have something that I cannot feel, or it is there, but I cannot feel it. And it's very crazy, this that we have things inside that we cannot feel. Why we cannot feel them? Because we learn from very little to suppress them, to put them aside, to take them out. This is one example of what toxic masculine energy is doing, is suppressing, rejecting, putting away the emotions. Okay. Why this is happening? Because the emotions are threatening the main direction of the toxic masculinity, which is manifesting a goal over everything. This is in the toxic masculinity. The idea is to manifest specific goal in a dogmatic way. This has to happen. We need to make the money. We need to make the improvement. We need to overcome. We need to have 20% more income. We need to have 20% less expenses, 20% less complaints. We need a goal, and we need to achieve it no matter what, over everything, over the beauty, over the tiredness of the people, over destroying nature. If we have to destroy nature to achieve this goal, we are going to do it. There are no excuses and there are no alternatives. This is it. It has to be. So, this is the world we are living, generally. This is the economic system actually we are living. This is how we are globally approaching life. Goal over everything. What happened is that for this, the emotions, this is an unpredictable space. Yes, if you may have a plan, for example, not the big plan, maybe from the point of view of a company or business, but in your life. Okay, my plan is this summer we are going to make holidays in, I don't know, we are going to go to Greece to make holidays. And then you start planning, and you buy the flights, and you make the itinerary, and you have a perfect plan there. And you see the timing, you see your holidays, you see the budget you have, you see everything that you can control and prepare, you prepare. But what if something unexpected happen? Or what if your partner doesn't like this place or likes another place, suddenly change her mind? And this is something that is happening a lot in the relationships. The man has a direction, and eventually the woman may change her mind, because women is more feminine, of course, is more open to changes, is more open to influences, is more open to alternatives. And this moment, the rigid point of view of the man is threatened. So how can I have what I want to have if now I have an unexpected situation which is my partner in a different emotional state asking me for something different? And then if we approach this different thing, maybe the next week will be something different. This is the emotional reality. The emotional reality is bringing change, transformation, unexpected situations. And this is very scary for this toxic masculine, because this is breaking the frame, and it's breaking the plan, the strategy, what you thought, what you planned, what you envisioned. And the rigidity of the toxic masculine is threatened by the emotional world. This is one of the reasons why internally we don't open to the emotional experience, and we sometimes reject it. We reject it because in the moment you open for your emotional world, your plan, your mind, your plan, your vision is threatened. For example, you can see people who are fully in love, they are doing irrational things sometimes. And you say, but how you are changing all your plans and you are going with this guy or with this girl suddenly the next week before you didn't even know him or know her, and now you are changing everything and you are going. And it's happening like this because in this moment emotions takes over and they bring transformation, different angles, different experience. This, for the rigid mind of the toxic masculinity, the toxic masculine energy, is the biggest threat of the world. That's why women were suppressed for many, many years. And that's why what is suppressed actually is rejected are the emotions. The emotions are breaking the mind. The emotions are threatening the ego too. Emotions are threatening the status quo of the mind, the status quo of the ego. So this is one aspect of why we are rejecting the feminine energy in this world, why the toxic masculine is doing this. Another aspect is, you can see it very clearly, and I like this very much. The masculine knowledge comes from the conscious mind. The masculine knowledge comes from deduction, reason, mathematics, comparison, conclusion. The process happens all in the conscious mind. However, the knowledge of the feminine energy, is the intuition, which is a process that happens in the unconscious mind. You may see this in the old oracles who were connected with intuition. They were women and men, both. But if they master their feminine energy, they could connect with the intuition, the source of knowledge who comes directly from the source, from the unconscious mind. This is connected with the moon, the energy of the moon, which is a knowledge who does not have any base. Remember this. The intuitive knowledge doesn't have any base. It is based actually doesn't have conscious base. It is based in the connection with the dream world, with the subtle world, with the spirits, with the unseen. You see, in this world, in this society, this is another thing that is 100% rejected. All the knowledge that we are basing on in this world is knowledge that is masculine knowledge, which is science, reason, deduction. Everything has to be justified in a scientific way. And the intuitive knowledge, the intuitive feeling that you know is super useful, that you know that sometimes you see someone and you immediately feel, oh, this person, no, oh, this person, yes, oh, this house, I like it, I will rent it, oh, this space is very ugly, I feel it immediately. So the intuitive experience which is there, and you know, we all know it, it is 100% rejected. Like it is woo-woo mambo-jumbo, it is fake, it is not real, and so on. So if you try, you can see this, sometimes you feel something, that you are called to something in life. Oh, I would like this is calling me, I don't know why, but this is calling me, this group of people is calling me, this activity is calling me, this trip is calling me, this experience is calling me, and then it comes the rational mind, which is the stiff, toxic masculine, tells you it makes no sense. You don't have money, you don't have time, you should give yourself to what you have to do, not what you... And this reject this call, and we give more importance to this rational process than to the intuitive calling from life. This is another example of how in this world we are not we, but the masculine, toxic masculine is rejecting the feminine. And another example I will give to you is with the unknown. With the unknown, the feminine is unpredictable and brings unexpected situations, while the man, not the man, but the masculine, has a goal a direction, a plan, and a strategy, steps prepared. Whatever it goes out from there, it is threatening, it is creating fear. So, you see how much effort we put today, how much effort we put to stay safe, to build a safe life, to build a predictable life, to build a life in which we have the control of everything that is happening. You see how much energy we spend to have this. And everything that threats or challenge this control frame, this stability, we call it a problem. But actually, this is the feminine in life. The feminine is the unexpected. The feminine is what you cannot control, which is connected with emotions, which is connected with the unknown, with the mystery. So, all these aspects, the emotions, the unknown, the mystery, I was calling the unexpected, all these aspects, they are rejected in this world. And we learn to reject them internally, not only externally, but internally too. And this is why the masculinity of this world, the toxic masculinity, creates a lot of conflict in us, create a lot of problems in our communication with the feminine too, create a lot of problems in our connection with the masculine, because if this world, I'm learning from this world that the masculine is to reject emotions, to be dogmatic with the goals, with the achievements, to reject unexpected situations, to reject risk, because I want to have everything under control, to reject changes. We create this connotation of masculine in us that is like a tyrant, like a devil. And this is engraved in us, creating a lot of problems in our relationships, in our intimacy. It is possible that it's very difficult to trust. For me, it was very difficult to trust the masculine energy and the men that I knew when I was younger. I couldn't trust, for example, my father. I couldn't trust the men in my family because I had this bad experience about the masculine, this misunderstanding about the masculine energy. And if you are a woman, probably what you will have is problem to connect with the masculine, problem to relax, to be yourself, to trust the masculine. If we have the masculine energy, if we have this conditioning from the past. Okay. So like this, we understand how distorted the masculine energy is in this world. So we need to become aware of the real masculine, what the real masculine energy is bringing us, and from there to dissolve all these ideas and all these beliefs that the masculine, to be masculine, has to reject the feminine. It's not like this. Actually, the masculine, to be totally, to transcend the gender, to go beyond, needs the feminine. The masculine needs the feminine very much, very, very, very much. Okay. I want to share with you or answer some question now. I don't want to leave it for the end. I feel like sharing with you now a question of a follower who was asking how to dissociate the masculine energy with manipulation. And for her, the masculine, it feels like forceful energy, and she would love to shift this perspective. It was very, very beautiful. It's very beautiful intention, and congratulations for your awareness, and you understand that there is the problem. The problem is in our perception. It is fixed there. These kind of ideas, and yeah, I will answer it. So, in some level, we need to understand that the reason why we have this connection, which is negative with the masculine, is because the references that we had when we were kids, they were not the right one. They were using the masculine energy against us, for us to do what they wanted. Because if we do what they wanted, they thought like this they could be in peace. they could be relaxed, they could be more happy if we as kids would follow what they wanted. For this, they were using the masculine power, which is the intensity, against us. In this moment, we didn't have enough manipura, so we couldn't fight. So we were receiving very strong energy of pushing. So we connect the masculine energy with pushing energy, which is pushing against us. But this is very important to understand that, yes, the masculine energy is a pushing energy. This is true. It's a pushing energy. It's a pushing energy because the masculine energy, the purpose, is to transform the world around, to transform the material world, to create a relationship with the environment, to change the environment. This is the masculine drive, to change it. This is a natural drive. Okay? You want to transform the world. And to transform the world, you will need eventually some intensity, because the world has inertia, wave. So to beat this environment, you need energy. For example, 3 weeks ago, I was in Peru in a pilgrimage, in a retreat. It was a very rough pilgrimage. We had to reach Choquequirao, the sacred city. It was very beautiful, but one day we need to walk like 1,500 meters height. So it was very strong. What do you think you need for this? You need masculine, you need effort, push, power. All of us, men and women, we need to push against the environment, to transform the environment. Transform the environment in this situation means to move physically from the bottom of the valley to the top of the mountain. And we need to use this intensity, and this was, we were breathing, and we were using this rough energy, but we were using it to arrive to our destination. We were not using it against anyone. And this is very important to understand. We were pushing, making wild effort, but it was not against anyone. It was to arrive to the holy destination and holy intention we set. So, answering the question, yes, the masculine in some level is forcing the environment, because if we want to transform it, we need to use this force, this wild power, and this you can see in nature. In nature, there is wildness, and this is part of the yang, part of the masculine. For example, in this mountain, they told us, in this mountain there are pumas like mountain lions. Generally, they are okay, they don't attack you, but if they are with babies, try not to come closer, because they may attack you to defend the babies. So you see that in nature, if you approach a puma and the puma is with the babies, the puma may attack you with a lot of force, wildness, and with a lot of it can hurt you a lot. But why he is doing this? Because he wants to defend the babies from love, from nature. So this force, this wild force, it is not for us to be, it is not to be condemned. It's not to put condemnation on this. This is very important. In this world, in the Western world, we connect wildness with lack of civilization or lack of politeness. And we need to be nice, soft, good guys, good girls. And like this is another reason why we reject the masculine, this masculine drive. We need this masculine force. But the problem is that and this is very important for you to understand, when we don't use this force in the direction of our goals and purposes, when we don't have a goal, a purpose in life, and we don't use this force, this rough will, this fire in us, we don't use it for this, we will use this fire for something else. And we will complain with this fire, we will blame ourselves with this fire, we will attack others with this fire. And this is what was basically what is happening most of the time, that the people who, our families, our parents, they didn't go after their real goals and destination in life. They were not using their fire to go for what they wanted. They were using their fire against us because they received the same from their family. It's not like the fault is their fault or something like this. This is a habit that came down, like karmic habit came down through the family. So this is the reason why if we don't use this wild power in the direction of our purpose, we are going to use it because we have it. It's genetic, but we are going to use it to complain, to criticize ourselves, to criticize others, to judge ourselves, to judge others, to push others, to attack others, to attack ourselves. This fire, we are going to use it anyhow. And this is why, if we have this experience, we make this connection. Masculine is manipulative, masculine is attacking me, masculine is hurting me, masculine is threatening me, my integrity, and like this, we create this rejection and this lack of trust. So it is very important to break this loop and this cycle, to direct the masculine always in the direction of our goals and the direction of our purpose. But now you will tell me, but Pablo, if you are telling me that the real problem of this society is about the goal and the dogmatic achievement, how you are telling me now about the goals? I will tell you why. Let me read if there are any questions or comments. Okay, there are not. So, how to have goal and direction and purpose in this world, but not the toxic goal and toxic purpose and direction that this society has, which is dogmatic, which is this has to happen, nothing else matters. For this, I want to give you an analogy, the analogy of the game. Okay, there you can see how the healthy masculine works and what is the purpose, the real purpose of the healthy masculine, which is not creating a material reality specific, because the material reality will go. If you go in a game, for example football, this is the game I like the most. I was playing time ago, now I don't have time. But you have always a purpose, but you can use any game that you like to understand this comparison. In football, the purpose is to put the ball into the goal. That's all. You need to put the ball between these three legs, between these three woods, and this is your goal. Yes? So you have a goal. This goal, it is within the frame of a game. So if you look at it rationally, it may look like a crazy thing. It's say, okay, but you will do all this effort and run and sweat and push through and all this to put the ball within the three between the goal in the goal, okay? And then what will happen? Nothing. The person will enter in the goal, will take the ball out, and you will start the game from the beginning. Yes. So what is the point of this? From the toxic masculine point of view, the game doesn't have any sense. That's why this world is not like a game. It's like a serious thing, full of stress and heavy energy and complaints and all this. Because we forgot that we are in a life that is a game. It's like a game. This is how we need to take it. So, yes, in the end, the final achievement, even if you make it happen and you put the ball into the goal, it doesn't change so much externally the situation. Yes, nothing happened. But while you have the goal of putting the ball into the goal, it's very difficult to say all this in one sentence. You run, you are awake, you develop your body, you develop your mind, you develop your reflexes, you have fun, you cooperate, you develop your intuition, you develop your mind, you need to be quick, you develop your understanding of what is happening, you develop your connection with other people, your capacity to create relationships, you enjoy, you develop your creativity. So you see how many things the goal, the specific goal, is giving you. in the game, in the frame of the game. But you can extrapolate this to life, because in life, our goal is giving us the same. Is giving us a game where we are awake, where we develop ourselves, where we have a reason, motivation to move, where we don't give up in front of doubts or problems, or because we have a destination where this keep us focused, give us energy. In this process, it's not so important if the situations. We'll continue. The difference between the game and the dogma is that the specific outcome is not so important. And then this is where we are breaking the dogma of this society who take us all the time to achieve and get exactly what we want. This is in the healthy masculine, we have a goal and we have a destination and we have a direction that is all the time there. But this goal is not to achieve a specific external outcome, is for us to keep our process of living and growing and evolving and keeping us strong, aware, awake. This is the real purpose of the goal. Like this, there is no stress, there is no burnout. All the stress and all the burnout comes because we get obsessed with the specific outcome. So this is the way you can understand how the healthy masculine should manifest in our life. Like yes, a strong, clear direction, all the time showing the horizon, like the purpose of the game, which is put the ball there, and keep us all the time, give us a lot of health, power, confidence, determination, and it moves all the process, all the evolution process, the healing process is happening all the time. And like this, the game itself, when you have this goal there, which is putting the ball there, sometimes you will get it, sometimes you won't, sometimes you will have pain in the knee, you will have a fight with someone, you will confront yourself. While you have a clear goal and you are walking and putting your energy towards this goal, you will awake inner experience, and this inner experience is the feminine part. Observe what is happening in us while we walk towards our destination. This is moving the whole alchemy process in us, giving us realizations, healing, clarity, transformation, new experiences. This is moving everything. And this is why it's so important to have goal and purpose and destination in our life. But we need to re-understand properly the place of this goal, so we don't take the definition and the references from this society about the goals and the obsessed mind about the goals, but in a healthy way. What is the real masculine drive, where it's taking us. Okay, so this was everything I wanted to share with you. Hey, Glenn said that's a good example. I too sometimes don't like to reduce sin to their goal. You are still online. Yes, I had a problem in YouTube, not in Instagram. I had a problem in the other. Yes, exactly. In some moments, the goal is not going to happen, and it is good, and everything is not in our hand. In this moment, when we are running toward the goal, trying to win the game, but we lose, we encounter the feminine. Then the feminine should come to us, the capacity to accept, to observe, to contemplate, to see why we failed, what happened, to learn from our mistakes, to learn from the system, from the process. And this is fueling everything. This is another reason why we are stuck in the idea that the goal has to happen and we cannot fail. And this sometimes block our life, especially for men. When we are afraid of failure, we may choose to live a life without a goal. But this is when we don't have a goal. It's like we are in the field. Imagine you are playing football, but there is no goal, and you have a ball, but there is no place to go with the ball. You will start doing accidental things, and the process won't happen, won't take place. So this is what I wanted to share with you. This is the essence. You can see the essence of this healthy masculine in the game, in football or in any game, how this goal is bringing us many, many things. And if you want to know more about this specific masculine energy, we are doing a special retreat only for men in June 6 to 10 in Germany. It's very close to Brussels. It's 3 hours from Brussels in the Eiffel National Park. My master Alexander Northern will come from Romania. He will be guiding the retreat next to me. And we are going to focus, in this case it's only for men, though the masculine energy is for everyone, men and women. In this case we are going to focus for men who want to have this healing, full healing about the masculine, what means the masculine energy, how to integrate it in our life, how to express it, and how to understand it, to have better relationship with the feminine.